Hey guys, so today is Sunday, March 1st, 2026. Currently 12:39 in the afternoon here in Doha, the capital and really only city in the little Middle Eastern Gulf country of Qatar. So I posted a video yesterday telling people what's going on, where I was, giving, a bit of an update of the situation as it was yesterday. There is much more to update about, but I'm going to put that at the end of the video. I need to say at the beginning here, this is not going to be a video of me all just talking inside my room, because yesterday I actually filmed a fair amount walking around outside. I didn't realize the full seriousness of the situation yet at that point, because for one thing, I didn't realize that Iran was literally actively attacking Qatar. I realized that a little bit later. So after a few minutes here of explaining a few things, then I will go back in time to the footage of yesterday, and then I will jump to an update, which I will probably film out on the streets there, because I'm going to get out of here and go out and find a market and get some stuff to eat and just get out of the room and do a little walk. But first, I wanted to give a little information about basically how I ended up in the situation and why I decided on a layover in the Middle East. So I was in Budapest, Hungary, and yes, I was fully aware of the news over the past couple, 2-3 weeks, or even more than that, of things ramping up towards the possibility of an attack by the United States on Iran. And so that was in the back of my mind as far as my travel plans. So I was actually planning to go to Doha, which is a town on the Sinai Peninsula of Egypt. I've never been to the Sinai Peninsula. The weather was nice and looked like a great place. And so that was high on my list of places to go to from Europe to get out of the cold there. But then ultimately I decided not to do that because of what was happening and the fact that things were escalating as far as a greater likelihood of an attack on Iran. And so I decided to scrap that plan and decided, let's just get to India. The problem was the flights out of Budapest were not good. It was all 2 or 3 flights, bad departure and or arrival times, like landing in India at like 3 in the morning, which of course seems trivial now. But basically, even though I was aware of the high likelihood of an attack, what I was not aware of was that the U.S. and Israel jointly attacking Iran would result in Iran retaliating by attacking almost all of its neighbors. And so basically that is the part that caught me by surprise and that I was not fully factoring into my plans. So that includes Kuwait, Bahrain, Qatar, United Arab Emirates, and I'm not sure of anywhere else, but perhaps so. And so I just did not realize that, looking on the map and knowing what I knew, which was general information, but hadn't, looked into the geopolitical possibilities, ramifications, all that kind of stuff super in depth. But I imagined, war between Israel, Iran, don't be in that zone. Qatar is south, definitely not in that path. I did not realize that there would be immediate attacks by Iran bombing Qatar within minutes, hours, whatever, of a U.S.-Israeli assault on Iran. Also, there had been, strikes on Iran in the past, and these had been 1-2 day operations in which there was no retaliation by Iran. And so looking at the past, etc., then I just did not realize that this was a scenario that would, spiral out of control and throughout such a wide area so quickly. So it is what it is. Now I'm here and have to deal with it. Now, when it comes to looking at my flights, then I was, checking a bunch of options. I mean, I was doing all kinds of flight checking and I just was not finding it good. option. And so I decided to go piecemeal one by one. So I booked a good direct flight from Budapest to Istanbul, to SAW airport. From SAW airport, Istanbul, there wasn't a direct flight from there to anywhere in India. So I saw the flight from Istanbul to Qatar here, and then checked flights from here to India, and there was tons and tons of good, cheap flights, although they all left in the evening, arriving middle of the night, 2 or 3 in the morning. And so I decided to just book the flight to Qatar and then get here and then book the next flight once I had landed. I do that, as I discussed in the last video, land at 3 in the morning, get to sleep, wake up around 12 noon, and then see the news. Holy crap, the US has attacked Iran. It's happening. And so then I booked a flight right away. At that point, I still knew nothing about the fact that Iran was actively already attacking Qatar. So sending missiles over. Qatar has a very sophisticated missile defense system, and that is what is saving our butts here. Last night, there were more missiles overhead. I looked out the window at one point and saw a cluster of like 7 or 8 lights in the sky. I'm sure those were Iranian missiles, like literally right up there somewhere, likely headed in the direction of the U.S. Military base, but I don't know exactly. But their system has been getting all of those missiles so far. And so there were no flights to India during the day. They all leave in the evening. So I booked this flight at 7 p.m. And by this time it was 12:30, 1 o'clock, and so I had time. And so I decided, well, I'm here. I got nothing much else to do. Flight booked. I have a number of hours before I need to head out to the airport. And so let's just go ahead and make a video walking around here and talking about the prices. One of the reasons being this room is so inexpensive, and you'll see the price in just a second once I get the other footage rolling. And so I just want to preface this by saying that once I headed outside and started filming this video, I didn't realize that we were mid-attack at that point. Now, there were cars going on the streets, there were people walking around, and so the people here obviously know that they have this missile defense system and that it doesn't matter so much if you're here or over there on the street or whatever. The defense system is going to get those missiles. If something gets through, who the heck knows where it's going to hit? You know, it's just luck of the cards at that point. So, in other words, I'm walking around filming this video not quite realizing how serious the situation is. And so after you see the footage where it stops, that is when I got a notification from Air India that my flight had been canceled. And so that is when I realized, oh crap, this is bad. And so at some point I started hearing the booms, and I'm not sure if that actually might be in the footage that I filmed yesterday. I'll see once I start editing that. But it was while I was walking around there that I started hearing the sounds of explosions. Wasn't certain what it was, but then I stopped and talked to the security guard when I was walking back, and he confirmed what was going on and told me about the missile defense system, etc. So anyways, here we go, back in time to yesterday, and then after that I will give more of an update on what's going on at the present moment. Hey there, how's it going? Good afternoon. Today is Saturday, February 28th, 2026. Currently 80 degrees Fahrenheit. That is 27 degrees Celsius. Just the absolute perfect temperature here. Very pleasantly warm here in the Middle East, in Qatar. My second time here. So I flew in from Budapest yesterday, layover in Istanbul, and then my flight landed at 3 o'clock this morning. Amazing price there for a perfect room. Got to sleep, woke up about 12 noon, turned on my phone, and emergency alert. I thought to myself, because it didn't really explain why, it just said like emergency, and it was saying like shelter in place. But I figured, oh man, I think the U.S. probably just attacked Iran. And sure enough, looked on the news and it is going on right now. Of course, I knew that that was a possibility, but first of all, even though we're in the Middle East here, Qatar is a long ways away and not between Iran and Israel, and it is a U.S. ally. These are the guys who gave Trump the jet, and so that was a calculation in terms of where I was going to stop, keeping all that in mind. But now that I've seen the news, I decided I think I will get farther away, considering that, you know, anything could happen at this point. And so I just booked a flight to India for this evening at 7 o'clock. It is currently about 2 o'clock, and so I have just a couple of hours to explore around a little bit, and then need to get back to the room and get packed up, get out to the airport. So as they say, better safe than sorry. And so I'm just going to walk over to the water, to the Corniche, and give a little taste of Qatar as much as I can. So 49 Qatari, it's about 3 to 1, so that would be like $15. I will put the price down below for a big, not just a duffel bag, but it has a handle and stuff. So I thought that I would make the video here about the prices, because I'm really kind of confused at how inexpensive it is. That room for $40 is such a great deal when Qatar is a really super modern country. Now, by comparison, I was in the Istanbul airport yesterday, and holy moly, prices have gone completely insane. A regular size beer was $20. All drinks were like 20 bucks for everything. Food was crazy expensive. I will put how much I spent on a really good dinner, actually. Sea bass fish with mashed potatoes and a salad and a little like moussaka thing. A great meal, but just crazy. So prices are weird around the world, how they can vary so much. But Qatar is my favorite of the cities and countries in the region. So I've been to Kuwait, Bahrain, Saudi Arabia, to Riyadh and Jeddah, to Oman, to Muscat, the capital, to the United Arab Emirates, to Dubai and Abu Dhabi. And Qatar is definitely my favorite city of all those cities. I liked Muscat, Oman as well, but they are all very similar in their construction the style of big wide boulevards, tons of skyscrapers. They look very impressive when you see the skyline. Okay, so we have the water there, but a big fence in the way. So I need to figure this out. Okay, we got a green flashing. But as I discussed in a video last year, then this part of the world is my least favorite part of the world for that reason, because I really don't like the layout of the cities. As you can see here, there's hardly anybody walking around. Everybody's in their cars. It's a long distance to get pretty much anywhere. And they're just not that interesting. Okay, now we have like barricades in the way there. So Qatar is my favorite of those cities. Now, this definitely isn't the most interesting part of the city, but when I was here the last time, then I rather liked it. So let's just do what we can with the next hour or so, try to get over and see the water. I'm seeing the other part of the city over there that is just really high-tech, super modern. And then I will mention the taxi yesterday from the airport to here. It's only like 12 minutes or something, but that was very reasonable. I will put the price down below. And so overall, it is just remarkably cheap for being such a super high-tech modern country here. All right, let's try to get over to the water. Al Corniche, that is what I'm trying to get over to. Center of Doha, Souk Waqif Park, Al Shouk Port, metro station, a carousel over there, and there you go. Look at that, what a sight. The skyscrapers of Doha. And so I'm now on the Corniche, and then you have the Museum of Islamic Art, Islamic Cultural Center, souk area, government building, historical place, hospital, mosque, public park. And so I booked this flight this evening, literally about 30 minutes ago, and it was a great deal for the flight. $105 US, which is 89 euros, direct one-way flight, 3.5 hours. Okay, so I'm not clear where I can walk, but let's give it a try. So we have some kind of traditional looking boats. I'm going to put the camera away while I walk through here. All right, no problems there. So cool looking wooden boats. And then I am getting very hungry because I haven't eaten anything yet today. It is about like 2:30 in the afternoon by now. I had that really good meal in the Istanbul airport last night. So I need to decide where to eat. Maybe I will just get back to the room, get packed up, get a taxi out to the airport, get there early. And I want to show the airport in this video because it's one of the best airports in the world. I think it was actually voted #1. And I mentioned this in a video when I was in Qatar before, that I actually disagree. that I think that Singapore airport still blows away the Doha airport. But anyways, it is very nice. It's like brand new, and will be worth showing again. So not sure if this is a mosque. Yeah, I guess it must be. All right, let's get a closer look across the water. And so there you go. I went to that area the last time that I was here with Nora Dunn, the professional hobo, a fellow travel blogger and vlogger who just happened to be here at the same time as me when I was here. Whenever that was, a year and a half or two ago.